Okay, we are now recording. So welcome. My name is Cindy Clark. I work in the Office of the Registrar. I am the Senior Assistant Registrar for Student Services. And my main job is to award your degrees and get you guys to completion. So some of the other things that I do everything in degree work. So if you might see my name, I might have processed a course waiver substitution for you. I don't approve those, I just process them. I process change of majors and minors. I process, I do some of the, there we go, some of the programming behind degree works. I've been doing that lately. I have to make sure we're in compliance, or you actually are in compliance with New York State policy and Ithaca College policies. So we will be going over what some of those are in order for you to graduate. And then we're going to have a questions and answer session afterwards. I also change catalog years, expected graduation dates, and things like that. I have 3 kids who have all been in your spot. They've all graduated. We got them to that completions. I know what you're going through as a student. I know what you're going through. I know what your parents are going through as a parent, and then someone who here works at the college. And I tell you, I really, my goal is to make sure that you graduate and nothing is in your way, okay? If you have any questions ever, you can email me at mydegree@ithaca.edu or cclark9@ithaca.edu. At the very end, I'll have a screenshot. You can take a picture of this or just ask me for the recording and I can surely send that to you. So the Office of the Registrar is located until October 11th on the first floor of the Peggy Ryan Williams building. We are downstairs behind admissions. If you go to that first door on the left, just walk right in. Our office is right there. Starting October 11th, we are moving upstairs back to where we were originally because we've only been down there for a year. And we will be exactly where we were before on the second floor over on the right. Okay? Our office hours are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 8:30 to 4:30. On Wednesdays, we have a staff meeting, so we really open at 10. We're here, but we open at 10. That's my contact information. Again, it'll be also at the end of this. I have business cards over there. If you feel like you need to have one, please feel free and take it. If you have any questions regarding anything else other than graduation, degree works, you can email, like if it's a course registration question or something like that, registrar@ithaca.edu. So what we're going to go over today is what degree requirements are to graduate and for your diploma, your application for degree, which will you'll be receiving an email shortly, maybe next week, to go ahead and apply for your degree if you haven't done so already. Latin honors, that's kind of a hot topic for people. The commencement program, registering for commencement, which is separate than applying for your degree. And we have a graduation fair coming up next semester. And what happens if you take courses in your final semester outside of Ithaca and the number of credits you need to graduate. So we're going to start right in with the degree evaluation. Everybody's degree evaluation will look different. All a degree evaluation is a list of all your requirements. And there's going to be green check marks. That's going to be your goal, those green check marks. If you see a blue tilde, that means something is in progress. That's okay too, because you're on track to graduate. And that's what we want to make sure. You all have the May of 2024 graduation date. So you're going to have a lot of things with that blue tilde. Next semester, you should see all green check marks or blue tildes. If you have something that's blank, there's a problem. See your advisor, see me, see somebody, because we have a problem. This is like your header. You will see what you want to make sure before you apply to graduate is that your major is correct. Any minors you might have, your graduation date is correct. And you see where it says apply to graduate On this person, it says no. That means you haven't done it yet. And that's okay. I haven't even sent the invitation for you to do it. So don't worry if you haven't done it. It also tells you who your advisors are if you really weren't sure. You need to look at this on a regular basis. Every time you maybe change your major, add a minor, drop a minor, grades come in, it always is changing. If something doesn't look right or you're not really sure of something, feel free to email me and I'll look at it and I'll let you know if there is or isn't a problem. Now this is the next, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, don't worry. This is the next part of your degree evaluation. When it says credits required, most of you are 120. There's a few in the School of Music that's a little bit higher than 120. If you're seeking 1 degree, even if you have 2 majors, but it's 1 degree, you need at minimum of 120 credits. That's a New York State policy. We cannot waive that in any way, shape, or form. Also, the number of liberal arts credits you need. If you're Bachelor's of Arts, you need 90, Bachelor's of Science, 60, Fine Arts, and Bachelor's of Music, you need a minimum of 30. We can't waive that either. There's certain things we can and certain things we can't. Those we cannot. Then you see all the green check marks? That's great. The 48 credits need to be completed here at Ithaca College. That's a college policy. So the college is saying, you have to, this is more for transfer students really, you have to complete at least 48 credits here at Ithaca to get an Ithaca College degree. That makes sense, right? Everyone has to have a minimum of a 2.0. That's a New York State policy and an Ithaca College policy to graduate. And some of you might be in a program where it's higher than that. So that's going to depend on what your program is. Now on this particular person, see where it says graduation application status, it's checked off. This person actually did apply for their degree. So that's what you want to make sure. And that's how you're going to know if you've actually done it or not. Some people have done it and kind of forgot about it, but that's how you're going to know. And it's an actual block on your degree works. So it'll say, hey, it's time, it's a reminder. You have to, don't ignore it. You have to do it. If you don't apply for your degree, I can't award it. It is required, okay? The additional graduation notifications, if that is unchecked, that means you have either an incomplete or no grades submitted. You cannot graduate with an incomplete or no grades submitted. That is an Ithaca College policy. So no grades submitted, I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that means your professor didn't put a grade in for you. So I can't do anything about that. You need to work with your professor on that, especially an incomplete. Themes and perspectives. Everyone's kind of all over the place with themes and perspectives depending on what your catalog year is. It's kind of crazy. You're laughing and you probably know why. So some of you may actually have a theme. Last year they got rid of themes and everybody's in the same theme, but you guys are kind of grandfathered in. But that's an ICC and an Ithaca College policy. It has to be completed. Themes courses cannot share with major, no matter what your theme is. Okay, so you have to remember that. You said, hey, I took a creative arts, but it's not counting. If it's in your major, it won't share. But if it's somewhere else and you say, I took a creative arts and it's not counting, email me, we'll take a look at it. It may be a course not in your theme. You might be identities and it might be a III. So then we work with the ICC, they submit a course waiver substitution and we get it in. So we can work with you on that. The competencies, that's like your quantitative literacy, diversity, capstone, and all that. That has to also be complete. Some of you are going to have the complementary liberal arts. That's the CLA. It's like 12 credits of liberal arts courses in some form or another. Depending, they got rid of that last year too. So depending on your catalog, makes life really fun. Depending on your catalog, you may or may not have this on your degree evaluation. If you have it, you have to complete it. Your major requirements, the students of business administration major, all your major requirements have to be completed. And great news, the ePortfolio. If your catalog is prior to fall of 2022, this will show up on your degree evaluation. You don't have to do it. It is checked off for everyone. So no, right? Give a shout. Yeah, this is awesome news, right? You don't have to do the ePortfolio. It's no longer a thing. All the requirements from the ePortfolio are really now done through your capstone. So there's no need to, have you do it twice. And then your liberal arts credits. So everything, when you're done, after you receive grades in May, should be a green check mark. And at the very top, it should say, see where it says incomplete right now? For you, that's okay. It's incomplete because you still have another semester of courses to take. But in the spring semester, after you register for the spring semester, it should say in progress. In progress means that blue tilde, and it will be complete when you're done, providing you pass everything. So again, your degree evaluation, if it's not in progress or green check mark, see your major minor advisor, see me, see somebody, depending on where your issue is. And again, you may need that course waiver substitution. A side note on the course waiver substitution, you can't submit it. Students can't submit it. If your advisor says go ahead and submit that, they have to submit it. So you just remind them politely that they have to submit this form. Okay? Now for the fun stuff. Going on to the application for degree. As I said, next week, I'm planning to send you guys information on applying for your degree. If you don't apply, I can't award it, and it takes literally less than 5 minutes to do. So I beg of you just to do it, get it done, because it has to be done by November 15th. You have to have at least 85 earned credit hours to apply. What are earned credit hours? Earned credit hours are courses you've received a grade for. They're not in progress courses. So you have to have a minimum of 85 earned credit hours. If you don't, on your degree evaluation, it's going to tell you, that block isn't even going to come up to apply for your degree. You have to wait until you get your grades. So you might be 84 credit hours and you still can't apply. Okay, you might be 84 and a half and you can't apply. You have to wait until you get your grades in December to apply when you have that 85 earned credit hours. Now in December, if you still don't have 85 earned credit hours, you probably should move your graduation date out. Call me, email me, we'll look at it and we'll see what we have to do. You want to make sure before you apply, your major is correct, your minors are correct. If you have a minor and you're not going to complete it, you have to drop it. You can't graduate because it's going to show up as not completed and I can't award your degree. You have to drop it. So you want to make sure you do that before you apply. Everybody applies, but then you might not hear back from me, and you're kind of wondering. I only contact you because there's just so many if there's a problem. If I contact you, there's a problem with it and we'll move on from there. If you don't hear from me, you're good to go. To apply for your degree, it's 6 simple steps. You're going to do it in Homework Connect. You click on Apply for Degree. You make sure your majors and minors are correct. You select a graduation date. You're going to select May 19th, 2024. Then you're going to enter your diploma name. Now, when you enter your name, you're going to get some choices. Some of you have a preferred name. Everyone has a legal name. Or you may say, no, I don't want any of those. I want this other name. You can put that name in there too. Your diploma is not a legal document. You can have whatever you want, just no profanity or anything like that. You're going to display this. So you're going to be proud of this, right? But it is a certificate. Your legal document is your transcript. That will always have your legal name on it. But if you want your diploma to have your full name or whatever, you can have whatever on it. When you do your name, you could do, like, for example, John Smith, John R. Smith, And if you do a middle initial, please put the period after it. And then, or you could have John Robert Smith. Maybe in the system you're as John R. Smith, but you want Robert spelled out. That's where you would just click on new and do a new name. When you do your name, there's going to be at the bottom and it'll say suffix. A suffix is like if you're the second, the third, the fourth, a junior, a senior, something like that. A suffix is not Miss, Mr., Mrs., or anything like that, okay? And then you're going to enter where to mail it. Do not put your Ithaca College email address, because you're not going to be here anymore. You're moved on. So send it either, to where your home is, mom and dad are, or grandma and grandpa, somebody's house where they can physically get it. Don't put the garden departments or wherever, because it's just not going to get to you, right? So think about that, where you want to send it. You may not know where you're going to end up right now, right? So home is probably the best choice. You can't change it once you enter it, but I can. All you have to do if you want to change it is email me at mydegree@ithaca.edu, and God bless you. And I have no problem changing that for you. You will receive an email prior to diplomas being mailed out. You are the first class that will have your diplomas mailed out by a third-party company called Parchment. Typically, we do our diplomas in-house, but we have hired another company now to print them. We still process them, and I basically just will upload a PDF to them. They'll print them. They're going to send you the actual email. It's not going to come, that one's not going to come from me. And they're going to confirm, is this your address? And you're going to say, if it's not, follow their directions and they'll change it to make sure that you receive it. If when you go to apply, it says no curricula available for graduation application, that means one of two things. Either you've already applied or you don't have the 85 earned credit hours. If you're unsure, feel free to email me. And then you're going to verify all your information and you're going to hit submit. And it is really that simple. Okay? Any questions on that? Okay. Oh, and I will be mailing, or Parchment will be mailing diplomas mid to late June, early July, somewhere around there. Okay? That's when you should expect it. Okay? So just to recap, how can I tell if my application's been submitted? Go to DegreeWorks. It'll tell you if it's been checked off or not. If it hasn't been checked off, then you want to make sure you go into Homer Connect and apply. There is a view in Homer Connect that says view your application. Right now that's not working. I don't know why. I've put a ticket in for it, but they're looking into it. So if you click on it and it works, they fixed it. If you click on it, it doesn't work, they didn't fix it. If you have two majors, anybody here two majors? Okay. If you have two majors, you're going to apply for both. Okay? So make sure you apply twice and do them in the order of your primary and secondary. That's important as well. Again, they'll be mailed late June to early August. Okay? And then if you have any changes, email mydegree@ithaca.edu. Now I want to talk about the majors and degrees because this is a little confusing. So who has two majors? You do, right? What are your two majors?
Chemistry and applied physics.
Okay, are they both bachelors of arts?
Science.
I'm sorry, bachelors of science. Okay, if one of those was a bachelor's of art, you would have to complete 150 earned credits, not 120. If you have two majors with two different degree types, but you still only have to complete the minimum, which will probably end up with more, of 120. That means you're only going to get one diploma because it's one degree. Okay, we only put the degree and Latin honors on your diploma. We don't put the majors. So you're not going to receive a diploma for every major that you have. So if you've got, say, your business administration and your accounting, they're both bachelors of science. That's one diploma. But if you're applied physics, bachelor's of science, and anthropology, bachelor's of art, then that's 2 diplomas, and you have to complete 30 extra credits. So you're going to be at that 150. Okay? Any questions on this? This is always a little confusing for people. You're a great group. Okay, moving on. Okay, so this is just a recap. All majors, minors, ICC degree requirements must be completed with that green check mark for me to award your degree. You have to earn a minimum of 120 credits for 1 degree, 150 for 2. 48 credits of coursework has to be completed here at Ithaca. 50% of your major, of each of your majors, has to be completed here at Ithaca. That's an Ithaca college policy. You can't graduate if you have no grade submitted or an incomplete. You have to have a minimum of a 2.0 unless your major says you have to have something higher, which some do. And you have to complete all your liberal arts credits. That's all. That's all you have to do. You got this, right? Okay. Any questions so far? We're good? All right. You guys are a great group. Okay. Latin honors. This is a hot topic because we don't round up. We truncate. If you have a 3.499, you didn't make it. And I feel bad. I feel your pain. I get it. You've worked really hard, but we don't round up. Now, there's Latin honors for 2 purposes. One is for commencement, and one is your actual. Your actual Latin honors, what you end up with in May, is what's going to be on your diploma, your transcript. That is your final. But for the commencement program, we start working on that in February 1st. So we have to have a cutoff date because we put Latin honors in the commencement program. So by February 1st, you have to have a minimum of 60 earned credit hours. And this sometimes affects transfer students because by then they really don't have it sometimes. And you have to have a GPA of overall GPA at that point of a 3.5 to a 3.699 for cum laude. Magna's a 3.7 to a 3.899, and Summa is a 3.9 and above. Okay, so if you at February 1st are at a 3.499, you're not going to receive the email that you have Latin honors. However, by May, you know, when graduation, when all the grades come in, you got to a 3.50 or higher, you will receive those Latin honors on your diploma and on your transcript, which is your official document. Any questions? Okay, so just to show you, these are, let's see, this is cum laude, this is the blue, Magna, gold, and Summa is blue and gold. Okay? Which one you getting?
I'm getting the middle one.
All right. Well, you should be so proud of yourself. But it's the highest distinction. And students will say to me, well, how come it's so hard? Because this is an honor. It is hard to get in here into this level. Okay, the people who have gotten here have worked really hard. Not to say that you haven't, but we do not waver from this at all. Okay, Latin Honor Corps will be picked up in campus store. There's going to be a 2-week period that you have. If you don't get it in that 2 weeks, you're not getting it. No one else can pick up for you. And if you're not here, if you're studying abroad, or you're in LA, London, wherever, email me. Actually, I will email you separately because I'll see that you're away for the semester, and I'll probably mail it to your home. I won't mail it outside the U.S., but I'll mail it to wherever somebody's safe that you tell me where I can mail it. So you will get it. But you'll have a 2-week window, and we're going to do it in April, like the end of April, the last 2 weeks maybe in April. That's what we're thinking right now, but you will receive an email. If you don't receive the email, and your friends have, as you look at your GPA. And remember, you have to have the 60 earned credit hours as well. We're good? We're moving on. Okay, so what is on your diploma? This is what your diploma sort of looks like right now. It's got your name, it's got, if you have Latin honors, and it's got your degree. If it'll have your conferral date as well. You guys will also be the first to have the president of the Board of Trustees signature on there as well. So that will fit there somewhere. We'll figure it out. Okay? So that's what it looks like. We don't put majors and minors on the diploma. You know, your brother or sister may have gone to a school and that school does it, but by New York State, we're only allowed to award degrees. We are not allowed to award majors and minors. Okay? Any questions on your diploma? And again, diplomas will be mailed when? Not August, July. Yeah, and if you don't get your diploma, it got lost somewhere, don't wait to contact us. You know, it's July 15th and you haven't gotten your diploma, contact us, okay? Because we don't want you not to have your diploma. We don't hold diplomas for any reason other than you not meeting your requirements. Let's just say you haven't met your requirements. Unfortunately, you might have failed a course. And we have to move you to August. You will receive an email that we've moved you to August and you have the summer to get your affairs in order to be a summer graduate. Okay, so look for that as well. If you don't receive that email confirming your address, you know, in like mid-June, that's another indicator. And what are we going to look at to make sure we've got everything complete? DegreeWorks, that's right. So your transcript is your official document. And on that is all your majors, your minors, your type of degrees, if you have more than one. Institutional honors, if you're Oracle Society, it'll have your Latin honors. Your dean's list will be listed by semester. So any kind of institutional honors, if you're in Pi Lambda Eta, whatever you're in, that will be on your transcript, okay? Now, if you're in a club or something like that, that won't be on your transcript. It's got to be something like official, okay? Any questions on transcripts? Speaking of transcripts, if you're going on to say graduate school and they need your transcript, but it has to say that your degree's been awarded, when you order your transcript, you're going to want to click hold for degree. And then what I do is I work with a person who releases the transcripts and say, these are the people you can release transcripts for, and they go through and they will release your transcript. If you need your transcript like right away and you need your degree awarded right away, email me and we'll figure something out. I cannot award a degree prior to your graduation date. So prior to the 19th, I can't do it. It's against the law actually to do that. So Monday, I always work the Monday after commencement because I have a handful of students that have to take a test or they have something they need to have their degree awarded. So I totally work with you guys. Any questions? Okay. Now we're going to talk about commencement. So your commencement date is May 19th, Sunday. Usually commencement's at 10 o'clock. I don't see that changing this year. In order to, you don't have to go to commencement. So if you're in LA, you're in London or whatever, you're not going to make it back, it's okay. You have to apply for your degree, but you don't have to register to walk at commencement. You're going to get another email. Unfortunately, the only way we can really communicate with you guys is through email. And I hear all the time, we're just inundated with emails. But as a senior, you really got to look. If it's from me, Cindy Clark, or the Office of the Registrar, I beg of you to open that email, okay? If you don't want to walk at commencement, when you first log in, you're going to create an account. It takes 2 seconds to create your account. We walk you right through it. We give you directions. Say no. Submit it. We'll never bother you again about registering for commencement. If you are interested, you're going to say yes, and then you're going to go on and complete the form. And again, it doesn't take long to complete this form. You have no idea how many students, oh, I missed the deadline. I forgot to do it. Just go in and do it. This is not something you want to wait. Just like your application for degree, you don't want to wait, okay? You're going to have a chance to record your name. If you have a name that's really hard to pronounce or something like that, you're going to want to record it. You're going to have a chance to put your name in as you want to walk across the stage. It doesn't have to be what your diploma name is. It can be, again, nothing offensive, but any name, that however you want it as you walk across the stage. You're going to have something called a grad pass. You're going to print this out. It's going to have a QR code on it. On that QR code, we scan that in as you walk across the stage, and that's how it knows how to say your name, by your recording and what you put in. So it's all about what you put in. If you have a preferred name, but you don't want to use that as you walk across the stage, make sure you change it. Make sure it's what you want as you walk across the stage. We use this third-party program called Marching Order. Once we cut it off and I have to submit everything to them, it's sealed, it's locked. So everything that what goes to them comes back to us and we can't make changes. We're not the people doing it. So be careful when you're doing this. For May, you're also going to have a chance to put in a thank you slide. You can thank whoever. You can thank me. I don't care. You can put your picture in there. It doesn't have to be a professional picture. So if you don't have a professional picture, don't worry about it. If you want to put, a picture of you and your dog, that's great. Put you and your dog. Again, nothing, we vet them all. We vet all the sayings. You have so many characters. Usually it's thank you, mom and dad, for everything, or whoever. And then you can have your picture, and again, we do vet them, so nothing offensive, because we have a wide thing, we have grandmas and grandpas, we have a wide range of people here. Now, speaking of the people coming, your guests. So last year, everyone automatically got 4 tickets. You're a smaller class than last year. I can't say for sure how many tickets you're going to get, but I know you're going to get at least 4. Last year, we also were able to give students 2 extra tickets. So they got a total of 6 if they needed them. If you need additional tickets, let's wait and see how many you're going to get. But if you need additional tickets, we will do our best to work with you, okay? You can, say you only need 2 tickets and your friend needs, 5 tickets and you only get 4, you can give them a ticket, okay? But don't give up your tickets if you really need them. And they can only be scanned once. Again, they have a QR code on them as well. Okay, so all for May graduation, we are limited, and it's over at the A&E. We're limited, and you have a certain number of tickets you will get. And I will say, I feel very confident you'll get at least 4 tickets. Okay. You need to be in cap and gown. You will receive another email. I'm not kidding. You're going to get a lot of emails. I'm really not kidding. To order your cap and gown. Your cap and gown will be ordered from a company called Oak Hall. Your cap and gown will be mailed to you. If you want it mailed home, have it mailed home. If you want it to your college address, mail it to your college address. Okay? And again, Latin Honor Cords will be distributed mid-May or mid-April. I want to do it before finals. You guys don't need to think about anything else when it's finals time. So I thought mid-April was kind of a good time. You have to bring your photo ID when you come pick them up. It'll all be in the email. But, and again, only you can pick up because you're going to sign for it as well. God bless you. Believe it or not, last year I had a student, her roommate stole her Latin Honor Cords. I get it. It's a distinction. Yeah, she stole them. She came into me all upset. As she was speaking with me, I swear to God, as she was speaking with me, the roommate called. I have to talk to you about something. And it was about our Latin Honor Cords. So they're a hot commodity. We treat them as such. Just don't steal someone else's Latin Honor Cords. Okay, commencement program. As I said, on February 1st, we start working on that commencement program and the content of it. That's why you have to have your application due by a certain date, and then we have the holidays, and then I start going through making sure everything looks good, okay? Your diploma name will be in there. your major, your type of degree in Latin honors, and your hometown, city, and state. So if you were raised in Honolulu, Hawaii, but you're now living in Chicago, Illinois, but you really identify as your home state is Honolulu, Hawaii, you're going to fill out this form. Your permanent address is Chicago, but you identify with Honolulu, Hawaii. That's when you fill out the form. If your address, and I'm only talking city and state, we don't put your full address in there, don't worry. If you identify as, your permanent address is Chicago, Illinois, and you identify with that, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to fill out that form. Right now, that form is located in IC Workflow, and when you apply to graduate, there's going to be a link. They're moving all the forms from IC Workflow, so I apologize up front. That form might be located somewhere else. They're working on that as we speak, as a matter of fact. And it's best to have that form filled out by February 1st because that's when I download everything and we do our first round for the commencement program. So if you want that correct, have it done by February 1st. Again, you're only going to do this form if your permanent address doesn't match the city and state of where you live. Now, if you're out of the country, again, it would be your city, if you have a Providence or something like that, and your country. The only time you have to fill out your country is if you live outside the United States. Now, in either February or March, typically this is in March, but this year they might do it in February, is this graduation fair, and it's for you seniors. Last year it was pretty cool. They did a pop-up pub. And the president, did a toast to the senior class. Everybody got a free drink. It was really great. A lot of happy people, and we had some food. This year, I'm not sure what the format's going to be. Everybody really liked the pop-up pub, but typically what you do is you see a bunch of vendors that we have, get information on parking, your cap and gown, your rings. If you want to order a ring, your senior week pass. Don't forget about that. We're going to try to get some area vendors, and then we'll be there, the Office of the Registrar. If it's during the registration, which is always in March for walking at commencement, we'll have laptops there if you have any problems and you want help with registering with marching order. Mm-hmm.
If you're going abroad during the spring semester, is there a way to still get senior week tickets and stuff like that?
Yes, you're going to contact ICE. I don't know if they changed their email, but it's usually IC Senior Week. That's what it usually is. But contact somebody in your senior class and they will know what that email is. Yep. We don't do anything with Senior Week from the Office of the Registrar. That's all through your senior class. Is there anybody here from the senior class? No? Okay. Yeah, so it's kind of a fun time. Get some food. I know there's sports and sometimes it doesn't always jive with everyone, but we try to make it at a time where most students can come. And again, what are you going to get on this? Another email. That's right. You're going to get an email. And there we go. So we're getting towards the end here. What if I take a class outside of Ithaca in my final semester? Make sure you do the petition just like normal. You do a petition for transfer credit. You want to make sure you get approved to take that course somewhere else and that it'll come in as some sort of equivalency. You want to make sure it's not a course you've already taken here at Ithaca. You only need 3 more credits. You want to go take, a basic health course somewhere. You can do that, but you have to get it approved. You have to make sure you haven't had that course here. Some students decide to take a CLEP exam. A CLEP exam is through the College Board. They are not easy exams. I'm not a person to take a CLEP exam. I don't like exams. You might be someone who loves exams and you ace them. You have to be proficient in whatever you take. It could be English, it could be history, it could be math, it could be a language. If you're proficient in that and you need extra credits, it might be the way for you to go. You can talk to me, you can talk to your dean's office, and we can try to figure it out. There's a cost to the exam. You do get credits for the exam, and you don't need a petition for transfer credit for those exams. But let's say you take a course at your local community college where home is. You're going to want to make sure you send us an official transcript. It can be an electronic transcript, and that gets to us a lot faster than the paper ones. But we have to have it by June 7th for me to award your degree, okay? So if you're studying abroad and I don't have your official transcript, we may have to push you out to August. And that has happened. And I'm sure they tell you that when you study abroad in your final semester. If you take a course at Cornell through Ithaca, and you need to, transfer that in, I do still need your official transcript so we can put your grade in. Okay? If you're at the LA or London Center, they're campuses that we have. So there's no petition for that. There's no equivalencies, nothing. Those just come right in. Anybody studying other than you for abroad? Where are you going? I'm sorry? Prague? Okay, sorry, I didn't hear. Yeah, so is it affiliated or non-affiliated? Affiliated. So if you go to the affiliated and you want that, whatever courses you take, you want to fill out something called the Study Abroad Credit Approval Form, okay? And you get that form through the International Programs website. And then you still have to send us that official transcript. And if whatever grade you get there, because it's affiliated, we put on your transcript here at Ithaca. Now, if you take anybody doing a non-affiliated program, if you do a non-affiliated program, you only have to bring in the credits that you want. You don't have to bring everything in, but we still need that petition and an official transcript. And then finally, what if I'm short a few credits to graduate and you don't do a CLEP exam, you don't bring those credits in, can I still walk? Yes, you can. We're not going to say no. We're definitely not going to say no, but contact me because I want to make sure you have the right graduation date and you get a time ticket. If you need to take a summer class, things didn't work out this fall, you're going to be short in the spring. Let's get you to be an August graduate. You can take care of business and get that done. August graduates can still graduate in May because we only have 2 ceremonies, May and December. So you don't have a lot of choices. So that's what we want to make sure. And you identify with this class. So we want to make sure you're with your friends. Now, nobody's asked me this question. I can't believe it. Who am I sitting with at commencement? Anybody know the answer to that? No, you're going to sit with your friends. That's why, isn't that great? You don't have to sit with your class. Only if you want to sit with your friends. You don't have to. No, you can sit with your friends. So if your friend is we used to sit you by school in no certain order, and you would just walk across the stage and you would get your diploma cover, which is this. You'll shake your hands. There'll be a letter in here, and this is what you're going to put your diploma in. You get this only if you come to commencement, okay? But if you've got a friend in another school, you're going to sit next to your friends. So when you line up at commencement, and we'll go through this, you're going to have your friends behind you or in front of you because we're going to split those lines to 2 sides, okay? But that's something for later. But you're going to sit with your friends because we listened to the students, and that's what they wanted. They want to sit with their friends. And that's how we know who's walking across the stage is because of that QR code. It's that graduation pass. So that's one of the benefits of having that. Finally, career services. I don't know if you've been there. I don't know if you think about going there. Check it out. Resumes. They have a lot of people who have graduated here. So, your alumni, they have a lot of connections. So you want to really connect with the alumni because they even have more connections through alumni, okay, for future jobs. They'll help you with cover letters, interviewing. Go check them out. And that's it. It's over. Okay, so you can take a picture of this. Any questions? Go ahead.
Do we have to wear the cap? Or if we have a job that we're already going into, as soon as we get done with school, can we wear the hat that is for that job?
So are you talking about cap and gown?
Yes.
Okay, you have to wear the cap and gown. You have to wear the cap. You have to wear, because they like it to be consistent with everyone. So when you say a different,
So I already have a degree, and the last university I graduated at, some of the kids that went off for fire school or graduated from fire school and had a job at the fire department, they wore a structural helmet.
Oh, how cool.
I graduated with my paramedic.
oh, that's really cool.
So, and I'm going to the fire department after this.
Yeah, they
so-
do require the cap, but I think that's so cool. So if you can do something to your cap to incorporate something with that, I'm all for that.
So we can decorate the cap.
You can decorate the cap for sure. Again, keep it clean, nothing vulgar, right? We got grandma and grandpa in the audience.
When do we find out how many tickets we'll get?
You will find out in March. Well, unless the president decides ahead of time. Last year, they did put a letter out in February. So, but I don't want to speak for the president, obviously. They will start talking about that, how many tickets.
Sorry, you talked about this earlier. Could you just repeat, if we're going straight on to grad school and we're like applying next semester for it, how we have to do the transcript, like sending for that?
So when you can put in, like say, it's sometime in the spring semester, say April, hold for degree. When you go through parchment, you want to say hold for degree. And then once I award your degree, then it'll automatically get sent. If you need that done right away, just email me and I will make sure I get that done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And everything has to be completed for me to do that.
I know last year, there was some housing offered for families to stay on the campus. Do you know any information about that, or do you know a timeline for when that information will be released?
That information should be released sometime in February or March. I know, I'm sorry. I think they have to look and see what they have because there's a really quick turnaround with other people leaving. And then we have to have housing, for whatever else that we might need for other students coming in for summer programs. So if you really need to know, contact Resident Res Life and see when they might, what their timeline is. But that's when I know is usually February, March. Did you have another?
We've already applied to graduate and everything, but we didn't scrap our minor, but we're planning on scrapping our minor, but we just have to have it just so we can continue to even meet the requirements.
When you drop your minor, what I will do is I will automatically update your application for degree because you can't do it. So I will do that, yes.
The blue holder for the diploma.
Right here?
For abroad.
So if you
can't
are,
have
so
that
you're
like
thinking
sent.
you're not coming to commencement? Okay.
Would that be able to be sent with my cap and gown to my house or?
No, because cap and gown is sent from Oak Hall. Oak Hall doesn't have these. But if you contact the bookstore, they may be able to get you one or contact me and I'll do my best to get you one. Okay? And you had a question.
So I'm a music major and I have like an outside field which is similar to a minor, and I have to complete like a minimum of like 23 credits, and I'm like almost to that point, and I have like a list of classes I can choose from. If I complete my minimum credits and I'm done with it, and then I have classes left I didn't take, what do I do with those? Like,
So once you complete that minimum, it'll automatically be checked off. So if you have, because I actually put those on for you once they're approved. So say you had 25 credits in that list. As soon as you hit 23, you're done.
I don't have to worry about those.
Those other ones, that is correct.
I remember hearing information of like I had to remove those off the list before I graduate, and that didn't really make sense. I wanted to ask.
You really don't. You really don't. They're just choices, right? Has anybody seen on their degree evaluation choices, right? You can take this, 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 or this. They're choices. Yeah. Contact me if you see something that doesn't look right, or Shannon. Shannon is the goddess over there, right? Yeah.
Does the CLIP exam allow us to test out of courses?
No. Yeah.
I had a major specific question. So I remember you mentioned something about if you have more than one major, you need to apply separately for those.
Mhm.
So I'm a business major with a dual concentration.
Mhm.
Is that considered two separate majors?
It is. Yes. If you're a business and you have two concentrations, we treat that like two majors.
So So I'd have to apply for both. then.
You do, and thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
It's still 1 degree though. Grant, do you have all our names? Okay, this is Grant, and he is going to pick our winners.
Rita and Allison Roaster.
Oh.
They just left.
Oh, okay, we'll call Allison then. Okay, and Rita? Okay, you can pick whatever one you want. So there's a group, there's a t-shirt, the towel and the keychain, that's one group, or the sweatshirt. Anybody else have any other questions? I'm gonna, oh yeah, go ahead.
Could you explain to me what the course waiver substitution?
Yeah, so what happens is sometimes in those list of courses, you've taken a course, but it's not in that list. It might be a new course offered since your catalog. In order for me to put that course in, we need a course waiver substitution. So you're substituting that course in for your requirement. It just depends on your situation.
That's different from like if you go abroad and you take like
So what happens if you go abroad, you're filling out those petitions, and those petitions tell me exactly where to put those courses. Now, if the petition comes through and it's a general elective for, let's just say, sociology, and it just says sociology 2 and then XXX, I can't apply that to a specific requirement unless that requirement says any sociology class, then I can apply it. So if, for example, you need that course applied to a specific class, like Soc 213 or something like that, it has to be Soc 213. If they said, yeah, don't worry, we'll do that, then your advisor will have to submit the course waiver substitution if it comes in as 2XXX. Does that make sense? Okay, good. Yeah.
You mentioned that courses for themes and perspectives cannot be the same ones for your major. Does that also apply to like PIC? Like if you have a planned interdisciplinary thing?
Yes, that's part of your major.
You can't have courses in both.
Right, but your ICC can be shared with minors, no problem. Okay, no problem, sure. Yeah.
Will there be a recording of this post?
Yep, I just gotta hit stop recording. We'll be good. If you want it, just email me at cclark9 or mydegree@ithaca.edu, and I'd be happy to send it to you. And we'll put a link, I'm sorry, we'll put a link out there too, so everybody can grab the link. I'm sorry.
If we were at a fraternity at a previous institution, can you wear a skull representing that fraternity?
No, well, there's nothing really from me stopping you to do that, but technically whatever you've earned here at Ithaca is what we prefer. I'll put it that way. Thank you. Take a snack. My card's over there if you need it. It's got all my contact information. Thank you, guys.